Hey, Coach, DC Live's Black Press Radio. Dwight Howard admits that he called the snitch line. People were calling the snitch line to talk about the mask and everything. I don't find it funny at all because I think, so many people have died. We lost NBA sports photographer. We lost a player's mom. This is very, very serious. And so as people are having lots to say about you guys hanging out in Orlando, not necessarily looking like you're all about the business, what do you think about this mask policy and how deep is it getting? Are you going to be getting on the guys? Are you going to stay on this? Or do you think they're just grown men? They have to do their own thing?
The information did get to me, and the reaction is that we all should be wearing masks. In and around the hotel lobby and the areas that we're being asked to wear masks, we should wear masks. And he's doing so now.
Hey, Coach, DC Livers again. Let's talk about LeBron. Like, you've coached a lot of cool teams. I mean, you really turned the Pacers around. You did some good stuff in Orlando. But coaching LeBron is on a whole nother level. So what is it like? Are you feeling intimidated? Is he helpful? Do you find him to be a coachable person? What's your thoughts on it?
I can't comment on how he was in the past, but he's been extremely coachable for me and our coaching staff here this year. He and I have established a great partnership, where we really, I rely on his input on day-to-day decisions and, the way we're doing things, and ultimately have to veto him in certain situations if, we got to make sure that we're not going too long in practice and whatnot. But he's been absolutely wonderful. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better. From his coachability standpoint.
I know, but Coach, what I'm saying is that a lot of people were shocked in a way that LeBron and JR are reuniting after the kind of that little situation that happened out in Cleveland. But what do you think? I mean, have you seen them working together? Do you think it's going to be a good fit?
I'm still measuring that, to be honest with you. JR is still very, very new to our group. I know they have a lot of history of playing together for years. I know they're friends off the court. And to see how that all plays out in terms of challenging each other or whatnot on the court, in practice, in games, that's all still playing out. But, I know that, there's love and respect there, and, I think that's going to be a beneficial thing for us.
So, Coach, what do you think about Deion Waters and JR? We know what JR brings, obviously. We've seen him do what he does. But together, what do they add to your team? What do you think that you're expecting to see or hope to see from them?
They both bring toughness and swag, and those guys are killers. They go after it with great competitive spirit, and they have the talent to back it up and be highly productive on the court. And they've proven that throughout their careers. They're being asked to come into an already strong locker room where our chemistry has been a strength of ours this year, and to fit in and contribute in a positive way. Every time you introduce a new personality into your group, it could alter your chemistry. And, their goal is to come in here and make sure if it's altered in a positive way. So, so far, both of those guys have had that mindset and have done a great job fitting in and contributing with a positive attitude.
So, Coach, COVID, social distancing, all those things aside, we're playing ball. So what are you going to focus on? What are we going to see from you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Whether it's in the bubble or a regular season or whatever, every time we step on the court, we're playing to win. I mean, that's how you succeed in the playoffs is to have that mentality. The standings really don't mean that much, whether we were competing for a higher seed or trying to lock something in or not. Really doesn't weigh against being healthy and playing our best basketball going into the playoffs. So those are our top priorities. And if we have something secured and we still need to build rhythm, we're gonna continue to play without looking too much at the standings. The goal is just to be as healthy and playing your best basketball come playoff time.
You are listening to Hood Rules Apply Podcast. Hood Rules Apply Podcast was brought to you by.
In 2018, Black millennials spent nearly $1 billion on bottled water. At the same time, Flint still doesn't have clean water. Introducing Melonade, exclusively from Black Content Factory. Twice a year, we'll donate water to residents of Flint to help provide clean water. Plus, we'll reach out to schools in underprivileged neighborhoods to provide access to Melonade water. Invest in you by investing in us. Visit Melonade.com to learn how to make sure Melonade is available in your neighborhood. Let's all do our part. Please join the Melonade movement. Melonade, water for us.